Hello, MGTOW. Hello, man. Thanks for stopping by. This is your good friend, Doward Hare. Sitting in for Nemo right now as he starts his preemptive strike. Doward's voice is in his ear. Oh, that's the sound check. So we're all sounding good. No microphone sounding like Nemo sitting on a vibrator. Oh, hey there, Dynamite Rabbit. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. This is bye, Doward. Nemo here. Welcome one, welcome all. Dynamite Rabbit, we got in the chat. Got 3 people on this shit show right now. We're seeing if we're seeing if my trolling apparently it's got the potato triggered. Apparently it has got the potato triggered. Hey there, Cicely. Hey there, Joe Buddy. 4 of us in here on the shit show. Is shots have been fired. So has he noticed? Rabbit. Eli is going live soon with some major news. Breaking news, guys. If you haven't seen my video, it's a good time for it's a very good time for trolling coaches of life. Hey there, WiseNiteOwl, welcome. Since there's 5 watching now, this is the part of the show that I am going to thank my patrons on Patreon, which they're both here right now, so they get to hear WiseNiteOwl for his $1 monthly donation. Thank you. This is your video mention. And Dynamite Rabbit with your $5 monthly donation. This is your video mention. Did you enjoy the video, Rabbit? I saw that you saw it. Are you talking about the Coach Levi video? The triggering commences. Hashtag Wrenchgate 2018. We got a sea of wrenches in the chat. And nobody without moderator access on Nemo's stream right now. I don't know how long I'm going to let this go on. I'm imagining that after the bombs were dropped in the chat room on Potato Video that I lost my thought. Cicely, if one goes rogue, then I will take the wrench. Brian, you get a fucking wrench. You've commented enough. You've stuck around enough. You've now gotten a wrench. MGTOW 101's video. Jamie sent me that video earlier today. The one with the PUA, the male feminist, and the MRA. That was the still images of the Mighty Cucks with Eli was just great. Stravenstein is mad I'm streaming. Well, that's excellent because that's the point. Hold on, Jamie. Is this guy? Is he an acolyte of Potato? He may not need a timeout. So the ploy worked. This preemptive strike has officially worked. It's worked. The triggering is going on. Brian Cuckboy is streaming. That's why I'm streaming right now. Because I saw he was going to stream about cyberbullying and my feelings. Oh, my butt hurts so bad, and it's strange because I get plowed in the ass all the time, and I admit it freely. Stravenstein, I haven't seen you around before, but maybe you have been around. Good to see you. Stick around long enough and enjoy, and you might also be bestowed a wrench because this is Wrenchgate. It's just great. The traction I've gained for myself. Hey there, Warrior. Good to see you. And thank you, Jamie, for the compliment on my parody. Yeah, you like the crying. Let's see. Let's get on some of the usual suspects here, and we'll talk. We'll shoot shit for a few minutes. before I end the stream because I do have a few things to do before I go to bed here in an hour. But I'm streaming. Why the hell not shoot the shit with some of my friends? Let's see. Cicely, you're gonna get an invite. Joe Buddy. There you are. Jamie. A little bit harder. Get your invite going. Yeah, hit the like button. Smash it like potato. Here, I'll send you guys the invite link and Rabbit. I'm gonna go to my Google Hangouts and get. I don't know why you aren't popping up in my actual contacts, but since I do have a hangout going with you somewhere, there it is. There it is. I can send you the link, the manual link here. And we'll all shoot the shit for a little bit. Maybe about 30 or 30 minutes or so. Get Potato severely pissed off. Everybody's got wrenches. It's great. I love the democracy through total authoritarian means in my channel, because eventually everybody's gonna be a wrench. If I had, if I was a YouTube celebrity like Potato wants to be, I could potentially have 100 people in my room all with wrenches, and it would just be organized chaos. Nobody could be banned. It's the unbannables. All on Nemo's channel. Hashtag Wrenchgate 2018. Started by a channel that a month ago only had fucking 88 and 89 subs, and it's blown up. Potato's blown this shit up. Way out of proportion. Buddy, you're always doing something. You're always working around the house, tending to your son. I don't know where your wife is. That's all woman's work. Cooking and tending babies. I'm officially. That's not even a fucking word. I am officially satiated. Happened with me going live right now. I'm sure if anybody's behind enemy lines that can report the reaction. Hey there, Rabbit. Welcome.
Yeah. What's all the hubbub, bub?
Yeah. Lots of potatoes going bad.
Is are Joe and Asistoli coming on?
Joe's doing woman's work. He's cooking.
Oh,
and I don't know. I sent the sister a link, but he could be not able to, for some sort of reason that we wouldn't know. Hey, Brian Richardson, Eli is so triggered. That's great. That's great.
Well, I don't know. I think we should just let him roll, because we're not even. I don't think you could outdo what you did this afternoon, frankly, and I mean, now he's showing up as some meme in Mickey 101's videos. I mean, so it's kind of like you invented a model rocket and you won the science fair, and now they're designing actual rockets that are going to go into space based on your design. I mean, I think you're done, Nemo. I really do. I think you're done.
Yeah, I think that I've sufficiently got under his skin. I didn't even plan on making the video that I made today, but Joe, never mind. Somebody suggested to me that I make another parody video of and call myself Coach Levi, life Coach Levi. And I just rolled with it and did it in one take real quick.
Okay. I thought you were talking about yet another. Okay.
No. You're not in the stream yet, Jamie, but I did send you the link. Yeah, I don't want to go to Chili's, Brian. That's a good idea though. But I'm not a big fucking pussy. I don't go to Chili's. I go to a steakhouse like a real man and get a steak, medium to medium rare. You know, like a man. I don't get a burger at a steakhouse.
Yeah, like that scene in The Cowboy Way when they're down in Manhattan, and the waiter takes Woody Harrelson's order and he says, "Just slap its ass on the grill, its nasty ass on the grill, flip it over for a second, and throw it on a plate."
Yeah, yeah. We want it not nice and bloody.
Have you ever seen The Cowboy Way?
No, I've not seen that movie.
Dude, I'm telling you, if you've never seen The Cowboy Way, make it your next watch, because yeah, I think, given your sense of humor, I think you'd really get a kick out of that movie.
Yeah, I'll have to see if it's on Netflix, or I might have to browse on the internet, you know, legally, of course, and find it. Right.
Well, the basic premise of the movie is that, you know, Kiefer Sutherland and Woody Harrelson are old friends, you know, from school and all that, and they're rodeo champions, and you know, I'll let you guess which one tends to be the more impulsive, but you know, they dash up to New York to try to find a friend of theirs' daughter who's gone missing. And that's all I'm going to tell you. They wind up in all kinds of funny situations in Manhattan.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to see that. I'm going to have to check that out. And we have Joe Buddy with us.
All right, you got me for 15 minutes. I'm cooking a pizza.
Oh, you're fine. I probably won't go much longer than 15 or 20 minutes because I still have some stuff to do before bed. I just wanted to get some other people on here to fill the air and, you know, shoot the shit, because that's what we do. We're losers. We have nothing better to do than sit on YouTube all day.
Well, I can always catch Eli's show on the replay if I want to. So, you know.
Or not.
Yeah.
Or not. That's your prerogative, right?
Assistly. Agree with me.
Here's what sucks is, you know, for me, you know, being a fairly, you know, normally very private, you know, MGTOW monk, you know, soft and fuzzy 7-pound rabbit. When I told him off, you know, last time he tried to trigger me just so he could say, there, see, I told you he's unstable. I was done with him at that point. And now Sydney MGTOW is talking about him and memeing the shit out of him. Miggy 101 is, and it can only be a matter of time, you know, before a wider community of these guys, you know, are just like, I have a feeling that Schmiegel's going to be showing up on a shitload of videos shortly here, because everybody in Sydney MGTOW's chat was losing their minds over the one he did.
Well, I've seen Eli's. He's now a graphic on Miggy's videos. He's got a cuck head on.
Yeah, mighty cucks.
You know, and
it says something.
Now, I feel like a woman. You know how, like, they'll scream at you, "I never meant for this to happen." You know?
Yeah. Well, you're not the one that dug into Eli's pockets, wondering where his money's being spent. Somebody can wrench Living Clean MGTOW.
I think you mean like kick him?
Oh yeah, wrench him, ban him, fucking ban him. He went on. I commented on Mindframe's stream that he was talking about, you know, blue pill and purple pill guys. And I said, don't lump me in with the fucking mighty cucks. And then Living Clean MGTOW commented, said that Eli was gonna wipe some nuts on my face or something in the debate, and we all know that's not true.
Well, he responded in the regular comments on your video, and my comment had nothing to do with you know who, and then over on, you know, MGTOW is the only way to live, I commented on that one again, and anyway, and he hit me up again, and in both places he said, like, you know, in both places he said, what you call it? He basically told me that, you know, Eli is going to, you know, rip me from my sack to my asshole, and I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is. Jamie,
of course, I went over and looked at Living Clean MGTOW. He's got absolutely no subscribers, no content, nothing, and so he's the same kind of person that Eli was always complaining about. No, I'm not going to let him in. I'm not going to keep him in the chat. He doesn't have any subscribers. He's brand new. He just started his channel 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's clearly just one of these online trolls. They're gonna start screaming "Buddha raid," butt raid, and they're trash. We gotta delete them. We gotta delete them.
Yeah, I think. Oh, and here's Chris Cantu's beautiful back acne.
He actually had some good comments to say on my latest parody video. So maybe he's coming over to the bearded side.
Which one's that? Who's that?
That Chris Cantu's beautiful back acne.
Okay.
such creative troll names.
I know it. Well, you know what? Not that I would ever endorse such an action, but you might consider reaching out to Chris Cantu. And I mean, Eli's, that channel schedule, and it's like. Just a few minutes after he goes live, he gets a notification saying that, Chris Cantu's live, and then you're over there talking to Chris Cantu about Thailand, I mean, that would be the ultimate troll if you really want to go to that extent. But
that would be funny.
I would neither seriously suggest nor endorse such a measure. But
neither would I. We officially have one more viewer than Potato, so
whatever. Well, and here's the thing. What was funny is people have been texting me saying that, or not texting me, but I've seen the word cyberbullying and lawsuits coming up here and there, and so I went ahead and did some research, because I got all the time in the world, but I did some quick research on case precedents for cyberbullying, and by the definitions of it and the situation, it doesn't appear to actually fit the elements. So
what are the elements of cyberbullying?
Let's discuss that topic better than somebody else is doing right now.
Okay, well, typically, I mean, you can look it up on Wikipedia and it lists precedents and how it's treated for different age groups and shit like that. But basically, what it amounts to is like if someone feels they're being cyberbullied and they make a complaint to the police, as I understand it, they're not going to go after anyone in particular and charge them over an argument. This has to be and not only, like one of the, like there's only, I think, unless it's an older article and other states have adopted it, there's only one state that considers it even a misdemeanor. I don't know what they would do with the rest of them, but I think it's one of those deals where they put the law in the book saying it's a bad thing to do, don't do it. And in the event like a young teenager takes their own life, because remember that one kid killed themselves because they were being cyberbullied by numerous people.
All right.
Yeah. It might be a problem if I was telling a certain person to do certain things.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's not even go there because we all know what you're talking about. But here's the thing.
But I would never advocate that, even for somebody that I'm having a deathly feud with. Like Eli and I are in a little fucking internet argument.
I know.
You guys are having a pillow fight. Come on,
Nemo.
No, I don't lob pillows. I lob fucking. Never mind.
Here's the deal. The entire precedent of the law is based on troubled teenagers who had been getting cyberbullied by numerous people, and one of the key elements in that in the case is that one person who specifically didn't dig that person and wanted to see them get hammered all the time online drew in a bunch of others through email and Facebook communications and everything else, and essentially gathered a gang to do it. There is no element like this here. I mean, everybody, like, I was amazed when you came on the next day and you were like, what you did to him was, inexcusable. I was like, oh, fuck, because I didn't expect anybody to react to that situation. I really didn't, And
he just made it to be such a big fucking deal, and it really got under my skin. And I don't like that happening to people.
You pick at people, see what he's doing actually could be considered, depending on the past few days and how it was thrown at me. I could put a case together, even though I never would bother because I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, yeah, talk about ridiculous freaking forecasts. But the thing is, you know, like if I were to do the opposite and complain that, you know, he drew my life story out of me and then he said something that he could have reasonably suspected would upset me, and I tried to answer him and he continued to pick at it and pick at it and pick at it, and then he tried to get his other guys on the show to see it his way and jump in on me, and it didn't go well. And then the next day he's on there saying, you know, the next day he's on there saying that I'm you know, what you call it, you know, emotionally unstable and all that, and, you know, whatever. But the thing is, that's closer to cyberbullying than anything any of us, you know, have said to him.
Yeah,
because he enlisted the help of his other contacts like Charles. You know, because that both of those streams hosted by Charles, right? Yep. Brought Eli in. They were even announced as a wrestling match, right?
Yep.
I mean, so I could really go to town with that. And the thing is, though, we're not, you know, teenagers, and you know, the whole purpose of the law was because children were taking the internet too seriously, and I'm not taking the internet too seriously. You know?
But you're also not a child. I'm not going to mention names, but we all know who's acting like a woman and a child here.
Joe, go say something, Joe.
Look, man, you're just being a lazy, entitled snowflake. Don't you want to get 1,000 subs before YouTube's monetization kicks in?
Yeah, except I demonetized my channel on my own.
Well, the stupid thing is, you know, and I tried to explain this to several people on one of the streams, you know, over at the Happy Joy channel, and you know, Barbara For You to See is an extremely popular YouTuber, and
so what's her subscriber count?
Her subscriber count, if I remember correctly, is something on the order of 41,000 people.
Okay,
and
here's the deal.
She's got about the same number of subscribers as Howie, so you know, I bet she and I
I'm trying to go out
and she could drop something in front of me and bend over.
And what type of checks is she getting from it? You know, from.
Well, that's the thing. Here's what's happening. The remember the monetization, you know, the ad revenue and whatever else is all driven by the number of views. It's not just the number of subscribers. So, you know, like I did that analysis of like 10 YouTubers. It was a quick thing. I only spent about a half hour on it, but I looked at a lot of their videos, didn't watch them all the way. I just looked at what their subscriber counts were and how many times the video's been viewed. And the highest subscriber to view ratio I was able to find was on Barbara For You to See channels. She's way up there around 35%. She's by per capita, she's more popular. She's got a more what do you call it, loyal audience, you know, committed audience than even Mark Dice, right? And so she was sitting at about 35%. Her monthly check from YouTube for all of her views is like $28.
Monthly check, $28.
$28. She said the biggest check she actually did a video on this saying, you know, because she's got that groovy Slovenian accent, and she's like, "What's up, internets? I just wanted to let you know, all you people who are telling me I'm getting rich on the internet, here's my check, okay?" And so the thing is,
Patreon or other things like Super Chat.
I don't know, but then neither.
Probably does.
I think she might. I'd have to go back and look. But
the reason that she wouldn't be getting a lot of money from YouTube, like AdSense, is because of all the controversial topics that she covers.
Oh, well, that may be. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the non-advertiser friendly.
Yeah, back in the day, like maybe a year or two ago, she would have gotten a lot more.
Probably.
And what about our favorite life coach? Would he be considered controversial?
No, he's just considered stupid.
Well, here's the thing about Eli. Even if he's not being controversial, which he is, he'll discuss any topic. He'll discuss feminism. He'll discuss MRA. He'll discuss the red pill, anything, right?
Sure.
So that's already stuff that we all talk about, and we all get demonetized for it. So he would definitely be demonetized as well.
Well, yeah, I guess, apparently the best way to make money on YouTube is if you had started it about 10 years ago and did toy reviews.
Yep.
Evidently, the children's toy reviews channels are making bank.
Well,
They have like 2.5 million subscribers to the, to the Lego channel.
I mean, my son watches that kind of stuff all the fucking time. I mean, you'd be surprised because, I mean, parents hand their cell phones to their kids. Like, here's some Lego videos, Timmy. And before you know it, he's sat with that phone for 3 hours, clicking through, skipping ads and all that shit. So it doesn't surprise me that those kinds of channels are making bank.
Right. Look at this. You just can't win. See, I'm trying to back off on Eli because now he's got guys like Miggy on him. And Brian Young comes in and says, "You also need to be careful, man. I will ruin your life if you don't continue to ruin ball-licking, San Fran, fag, Cisco, cuck, soy boy. I will ruin you." It's supposed to be a joke.
Cisco, cuck, soy boy.
And I have no idea who he's talking about, of course.
Soy vey. Soy vey.
Oh my God.
The little boys.
Well, like Jamie's video.
Boys, stop it. Stop bullying poor soy boy.
Yeah, the video.
I wanted you to be in my community. Is that right, baby?
The Ghostbusters video.
Finish my pizza.
All right.
Enjoy your pizza,
Sorry,
buddy.
Joe. Come back when you're done. But yeah, that Ghostbusters.
Hello?
Radio silence.
Yeah.
Well, we all thought Joe was going to say something, and sometimes it's like Joe says some pretty profound shit on here, so I definitely didn't want to interrupt him. But no, that Ghostbusters video that that was on Jamie's channel. I mean, the first thing I thought of when I saw it, I didn't realize what it was going to be because in the thumbnail I couldn't really see the the alterations he'd made to it, but I could tell what it was going to be about. And the first thing that I thought of was, "What, Ray? What just popped in?"
Oh, that'd be good too.
Yeah, that was my favorite scene in the whole movie because I've actually had conversations like that operationally. You get one guy on the crew looking out the window and he's like, and someone else will come up and go, what? Because, sometimes people freeze up and can't say, aerial contact, our altitude, 2,000 yards, constant bearing. That means you're about to crash into someone. So, anytime someone would come up on the intercom and just go, guys, it was just like that Ghostbuster moment,
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people realize that the clip that I took is from the second movie.
No, I did. That's right. It is from the second movie. That went right over my head.
Statue of Liberty that goes to the slime square.
Right.
And the museum ceiling.
Yeah. I have no idea who Bearded's commenting about here, but he says, yeah, YouTube monetization is pointless. He'd be better off with Patreon or PayPal. And
I was commenting to Darren right above. He said $100,000 a year, and he's worried about $20 donations and maybe $1.25 revenue on a 10,000 viewed potential video now, which he'll never get counts like that. Yeah, the monetization is shit. So Patreon and PayPal, if you want to make money, that's the way to go.
Well, the thing is, if he really wants to get paid, he should actually do some real counseling videos, like actually offer a product to people that they want to buy.
Well, there are some guys on the internet offering that kind of help. And, like on their webpage, it'll list stuff like, I have a bachelor's degree in social sciences. I did my master's in, counseling, whatever. I mean, they actually have some qualifications, but there's some other guys. You'll find other guys on the internet that are just like, trying to be the next Tony Robinson. And their qualifications are that, like they traveled around the world talking to many, many people before coming back to finally finish their GED. And then, they went to a community college to learn how to set up an internet page and bam, now they're your life coach. I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah. What I think about Eli is he's basically like a schmuck. You know, like if you look up like the definition, or like a schlemiel. If you look up like the definition of a schlemiel, like that's basically what Eli is. He's basically like a hapless, goofy guy who means well, but he doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Well, and
you know, he's got no qualifications whatsoever.
No college degree. Let's not forget that.
Oh, he doesn't?
He said in that interview with Charles that he only went to community college for like a year, and then he went out into the corporate world and went to Costco, making the big bucks.
Well, no wonder he's a fucking retard.
Well, I mean, you don't have to have a college degree. I don't. But if you're
actually smart.
Well, yeah, if you're going to say that you're like a life and relationship coach, you would want to think you'd have at least like an associate's degree in something related.
Well, see, that's the other thing is I wonder if, I wonder if, and I'm not talking about him personally. There's a lot of people on the internet. If you search life coach, you'll find thousands of them, and they have similar channels or Facebook pages, and they ask for donations and they offer to give you one-on-one counseling for like $50 or something like that. I got to believe that's illegal if they don't have the proper qualifications, because psychological counselors are freaking licensed, right? I mean,
but I guess as long as you say you're a life coach, it doesn't
maybe
matter.
Maybe
unless there's a life coach university. Maybe that was the division of University of Phoenix, and when that shit went under, the program died with it.
Yeah, I guess
Eli, but he's not allowed on this channel.
It's got to be like if you're servicing someone for a specific, then you have to have like some kind of degree or certification or something. But if you just say life coach, it's just such a general term that means basically nothing. It can mean whatever,
Okay. Yeah, it's like saying you're a faith healer and you went to like a church service one day, and all of a sudden you're a faith healer.
Well, I'm almost 50 years old. I've been alive a long time. I think I'm qualified to be a life coach.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, basically, as long as there's people who will pay for your opinion about what they're doing and what they ought to do next. I mean,
Well, shit, I've lost 70 pounds in less than a year, so I could coach people on that. Eat less, fucking loser. $200, please.
And then they
get on a bike. $300. Come on, keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Well, and then they'll go on. Your streams and accuse you of fat shaming, right?
No. Oh, here's the thing. Here's what I want to do. You know how it's. This is off topic, but you know how all of these fucking landwell motherfucking bitches are like, I only date tall, skinny men with full beards, and you have to make 6 figures, or else you're shaming me, and that's discrimination. That's harassment. I just want to come on and be like, look, I'm a fat fuck. I live in my sister's basement, and I have a factory job and a retail job. And if you 9s and 10s don't fucking suck my dick, that's harassment, bitch.
Well, this isn't a patricentric society, so I don't think anybody would take you seriously.
Patricentric? Is that real?
No, it's not. I just made it up this instant.
I use the term phallocentric. I'm not sure.
There you go. Yeah,
if that's exactly correct.
Yeah, that's like the opposite of gynocentric.
Yeah, there's also another one that's like I forgot what the term for like the balls are.
Oh, scrotal centric.
Scrotal centric.
Yeah, scrotal centric. Oh, that one's much better.
It sounds too ridiculous.
Centric. South of San Diego, it's cojones centric.
Cojones centric. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Boss around the women.
Yeah, but I don't think they're actually the tall, skinny guys who chase down women who have a high BMI. They've always been around. They call it a fatty, skinny complex.
Yeah.
And I don't think trying to normalize a certain body type and try to shame everybody into romancing it is going to be an effective social endeavor.
Yeah, it's really strange, that kind of fetish. I don't really get it.
That's interesting. Brian Young is asking me to say, please see my last question to them to get to answer this. I don't want to have to wrench the bearded nemophilist and the purple pill.
Yeah, I know you're joking, but you can't wrench can't wrench the king cock, motherfucker. You can't wrench the king.
Like, yeah, it's like I'm
wait,
gonna go on the Adam Carolla. Yeah, up here it says I think this is what he's talking about. The bearded nemophilist, the purple pill, and Charles F. Gray. When are we having this throwdown? And if any of you say no, I will wrench your asses.
Okay, so
I guess I don't think that's actually. I think it's Brian Young relaying something from somewhere else.
Maybe I said I'll throw down anytime.
No, that's Brian's question. So basically, Charles F. Gray. He actually commented on my video about the idea. Which, by the way, I totally forgot when I was making the video, JP, that it was already your suggestion to have Charles F. Gray moderate. So I accidentally stole that idea from you. I didn't mean to. That was your idea. However, my idea was to give the winner the super chat money. So that was like basically the only reason I made that video. So Charles F. Gray commented on the video and he said, "I'll talk to Eli about it." And I haven't. Yeah, but see,
guys, here's how this shit works, okay?
Yeah.
Let's assume that just for the sake of argument, let's assume that I attend this throwdown, right? And I actually wanted the super chat money to go to Bearded, even though under the highly unlikely, contingency that the coach actually debated Nemo. Okay, so let's say I throw, $25 in the super chat, right? And true to your word, you transfer the $25 over to the coach. Well, I'm just gonna come into fucking PayPal and give Nemo 100. I mean, I don't give a fuck.
That's your own business,
right? I'm just saying that the behind the scenes. Yeah, behind the scenes of the boxing match, a lot of people are getting rich.
Yeah, well,
I think that the chances are very slim that I will lose.
If you want to pay JP behind, on your own time, that's your business. I have no problems with that. There's no breach of any kind of ethics here or anything like that.
Yeah. I just thought it would be funny as fuck. I mean, it would be.
Oh yeah,
it would be
like you could find it out after the fact. By the way, JP got $100 afterwards. So
yeah, it would be so downtown Philly. I mean, it would be a totally 4th Street and Washington thing to do.
I think that would even throw him off the deep end even more. After
he's like, what?
Well, it's this.
He got paid too. Well, he didn't do a goddamn thing. I argued.
He was a big fucking pussy. He's a big fucking pussy.
He didn't even argue good. That was all me.
Yeah, but see, I'd be like Bugsy Malone from the Bugs Bunny show, going, yeah, I understand those other two micks thought you lost a debate. Here's a C note, son.
Well, just behind enemy lines for a moment.
Dickie Bourbon here, Joe buddy. I was just gonna say to Rabbit before you busted in, that's the kind of thing Dickie Bourbon would do. But now to you, Joe buddy.
Cicely is on chatting with Eli. What's up with that?
Cicely really likes to suck.
Cicely, he's a great troll. He's really good at trolling Eli.
He doesn't troll.
No, he doesn't.
Eli. He's very genuine. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, Eli. You were saying he's very polite.
Yeah,
it's like the weirdest thing.
Well, there's lots of behind the scenes going on throughout the day.
Yeah, well, in the chat, he Cicely enjoys the clamor, and I think it's kind of funny because what he often does in the chats is once one guy starts, slipping off the edge of a logic cliff, and the rope is going tight, he'll use the chat to essentially start sawing on the rope. I mean, Joe, has that been your experience?
Yeah, and to be honest, I think Charles does that too.
Oh, Charles!
Oh,
Oh my God, Charles is so subtle. It's just hysterical.
But Charles is too coy to flat out admit that he's trolling the shit out of Eli.
That's the neutrality. That's the neutrality of Charles. And, you know, see, Asistoli plays in a little bit more to the chaotic neutral that he is. See, and the difference between myself and Asistoli, even though we're both chaotic neutral, is that my chaos takes over completely. And when my chaos is engaged, the neutrality goes out the window.
I think it's just that you have more of a consistent moral center that you kind of enforce on pretty much everyone that you come in contact with.
Well, yeah, because if you don't have a certain morality, then what good are you as a human being? You know, that's why I tend to stay associated with people that, even if their morality doesn't line up with mine, they at least have some sort of moral ground that they stand on, and don't let that be compromised. You know, that's the trait. That's one of the traits of good men, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. Asistoli has a certain way about him that it's kind of hard to pin down, because when I first interacted with the guy, I really didn't like him. Like, I thought he was just straight up a troll, like just an asshole, right?
Yeah.
But then the more I started talking to him, the more I realized, oh, he's actually not a terrible person, and he can actually be quite civil. He'll still think whatever he thinks, but at least he can just be like an okay guy at the same time.
Hey, Nemo.
Yes.
It looks like we got a couple of MGTOW superstars in the chat.
Well, I saw NYC's
we got
here.
NYC Korean MGTOW and MGTOW Warrior in the chat.
Oh yeah, MGTOW Warrior's been around the chat on this stream for a while. It's hard to tell sometime with all the wrenches.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, that's probably why I didn't notice it first.
That organized chaos that I love so much.
Right.
You know who I saw? You know whose videos I saw today? The MGTOW Mind Frames. He made a video on blue pillars and purple pillars, and he kind of
right, yeah.
He just kind of conflated them. It's like, yeah, you know, blue pillars, purple pillars, you know, fags, you know, those guys, those simps. Like,
yeah, well, you got to have kind of thick skin with him, especially if you are a purple pillar, because you know, I happen to be in that camp that, you know, I don't quite understand. I mean, I was watching some of your videos to try and figure out, you know, your philosophy on the purple pill, and maybe it's my age, you know, or maybe I just haven't seen it in action, but I have trouble with the concept myself, Jamie. And you know, the thing with guys like Mindframe is they're like, you know, if you're dating, you're simping, you know, so they see it as blue pill period if you're you know, if you're engaging in any kind of relationships.
Rabbit, let me just play devil's advocate with you for a second.
Yeah.
So there's some other cultures where the men act completely different than life coaches, right? I respect everybody, especially my woman. No, there's other cultures.
Yeah.
There's other cultures where it's like, look, I'm the man, and that's that. So, you know, like we got a lot of guys from the Middle East coming over to America. Would you say that they're simping if they're married?
Well, that may be different, because culturally what used to happen in America is that in order to get hired, you had to start acting like an American. You know, you weren't ever going to get anywhere back in the, you know, early 1800s up till about World War I, unless you could consolidate your community. Now, some of them have been able to do that, but what's happening nowadays is places like you know, it used to be Tucson back in the 80s before they deported all the Iranians that were there under the Shah's visas. As soon as the Ayatollah took over, there were like dedicated flights, you know, 300 to 400 of them at a time flying back to Iran. And but there's places where, you know, they form enclaves. And within those enclaves, you know, they keep the pimp hand strong, so to speak, as Turtfling and Monkey would say. And they maintained their, you know, almost a hard patriarchy in there. Even though, you know, the women there may have rights, the women are not going to go dashing outside of, you know, their local jurisdiction and claim that they have a toxic husband. Because you know what they're going to do? they know that they're going to say, well, you know, can you stay with your mom for a while until we sort this out? And then he'll come over to mom's house and she'll actually have a toxic husband for a while, you know, before the cops show up. So, you know, to answer your question in kind of a just completely fucked up way, Joe. I think that if a family from the Middle East comes over here and, you know, they're fairly independent, you know, attend college or, you know, whatever, and they start to assume, you know, our culture, you know, they start to think the way typically Americans do, which I'm not even sure there's a typical American culture, you know, because as you know, you go region to region, people are different. But I think if they get into an enclave, I don't think they change that much.
All right, but so what I'm hearing is you're saying that some cultures have marriage and the men are not simping, right? Is that what I'm hearing you say? Like, okay, forget America.
Yeah.
You go to another country where the patriarchy is alive and strong. Are these husbands simping just because they're married?
Oh no, certainly not. I mean, I was certainly referring to, you know, this average American condition.
Bringing it back to the purple pill, is it possible to have that here in America where a man can be married but not be some sort of cuck of the year?
Well, this comes down to sexual marketplace value, doesn't it? I mean, if you have the way I see that working is, you know, women are entitled as fuck nowadays. You know, every time they turn on their TV, there's, you know, Ashley Judd or Madonna telling them that they need to rule the world, right? And so I think what happens is the issue here is that, you know, if you're a guy who has, you know, let's say in terms of SMV, let's say you're an 8, and let's say you marry an 8, right? The moment your 8 starts to get bored, she's going to go look for some thirsty guy who's either a different 8 or maybe even a 9. You know, in other words, the hypergamy, the monkey branching, and all that. I think the only way that an American, you know, a Western raised guy can marry a woman and not have to simp at least part of the time is, you know, like if he's an 8 and he marries a 4, and that 4 recognizes that she's never going to be able to do better than him. You see?
Can we
does that make any sense?
Can we define in concrete terms what simping means in a relationship?
Yeah, well, because in a relationship,
it means deferring to the woman on things. Like, in other words, like a lot of guys, and I think they're wrong, think that if you buy flowers, you're simping. Not necessarily. There's appropriate occasions through our traditions for doing that.
Yeah, I would think that would be simping.
Yeah.
Well, no.
What if you make a compromise in the woman's favor, just because, you know, sometimes
just because you're afraid she's going to give you the silent treatment? Yeah.
No, not that.
I disagree with that.
When you think that, you know, maybe because you always get what you want, maybe sometimes you're like, okay, well, we'll compromise. We'll do what she wants this time. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, let me tell you what I would think of as an instance of simping. Let's say that you worked up the family budget. You just got a decent pay raise. You worked up the family budget, and you would like to apply half that pay raise to your savings. Half of what's left after that to another bill that you want to knock out, and then just fold the remaining quarter into your monthly budget so that you can live a little looser, right?
Yeah.
And let's suppose your wife doesn't give a shit about any of that stuff, doesn't want to, you know, double up on the investments and stuff like that, and just says, here, I've got an idea. You got this big pay raise. So what I think we should do is after you pay the bills, we'll split the remainder in half, and I get half and you can have half. Okay? So in other words, you're commuting on your half of what's left over, and she's going to the salon and doing what the hell ever else with her half. To me, if you cave in on that, you're simping, right. You know, because you're looking out for the future. You're trying to be responsible, and she's acting like a child.
Let's also assume that you're in a traditional relationship. I mean, I don't know how old you are, Dynamite Rabbit, but you know, So if I was ever going to be in a situation like that, the woman would not be sponging off of my earnings. She would have her own money to do with what she wants to do.
Right.
Yeah, you can
Jamie,
keep thinking that, but it's
is someone
bring babies into it.
Is someone spanking their dishwasher with a leather strap?
Buddy, are you giving your dishwasher the business?
That sound?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a stapler. Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, because I didn't hear a fucking thing Jamie just said. All I could hear is.
I believe you still have my. I believe you still have my stapler.
I was told there would be cake.
You want me to repeat it?
That's it.
If you would,
I'll burn the
Jamie.
building down.
Okay, what I said was, if I was in a situation like that where I was, for the sake of argument, let's say I was married, which I don't ever plan to get married because I don't believe in it. I don't think it benefits men. Whatever. I wouldn't, be just giving my earnings to my wife to be doing whatever the hell she wants with. Like it would be understood that she has her own money to do with what she wants to do with, like, to go to the salon or whatever the hell else.
Right.
Because I don't. It's for every MGTOW basically has taught me that if you're in this traditional kind of setup, that's the woman's going to be able to take advantage of you later.
Okay, I see where I went. I see where I went astray with your definition, Jamie. I think. Because moments ago, Joe posed a question about traditional relationships and power dynamics. And then when we started talking about the definition of simping, I think I took that context over to that definition and was trying to describe it, within that context, within the traditional relationship context.
Yeah.
And I know, the statistics are that the women spend 80% of the money brought into the household, whereas men bring in, most of the money that's coming into the household. So,
well, that's not necessarily a bad thing,
right?
Well, the thing is, Joe and I, we definitely disagree on some things.
No, but I'm saying if the man's working and she's doing all of the shopping, well, of course she's going to spend most of the money.
But yeah, I mean, but it's
that context is different. That's a different context.
If you give Hitler like a hot poker to like rape you with, what do you think he's going to do with it?
You're right.
It's like that all gets back to what the man's going to, accept and what he's not going to accept.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or here's what you could do in that extremely traditional scenario like Joe Buddy's in, where he's doing the work and his wife is doing the housework and maybe doing the grocery shopping and all that. That's when you keep your own private your bank account that your money goes into, and you have a separate checking account or whatever you want to give your wife. Yeah. And you give her the money for the household expenses, and if she blows through that, then then you all don't eat, and then that's on her. But anything outside of that, you dictate what gets spent where, and that's how you don't simp in that kind of scenario. Am I correct in posing that theory?
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened to me. During the second half of my marriage, basically it's give them an inch, they'll take a mile thing. And as I started getting pay raises, I was running into that exact same scenario, and I had to keep putting my foot down. And then, what would happen, of course, is, all the usual shit test tactics. I would get the pussy drought, I would get the silent treatment, and I would finally get a chance to do a little meditating and recenter. My life was peaceful. And then she would open her mouth again a few days later, and it just fuck it all up. So eventually I divorced her. I didn't fall for that shit with her.
Well, Rabbit, do you regret not having children?
I don't know what it's like to have children, so I can't regret something I don't know. I mean, I never had I was born in the Chinese Year of the Tiger, so like if I suddenly had children, I wouldn't know whether to teach them to hunt or eat them. I mean, it's kind of fucked up like that. And, so no, I don't really miss them. I've got nephews, and that's cool. And, and I would have never considered leaving my wives just because they were infertile. I mean, I married them and they were my life partner. And I really believe if you're going to do that, when it says in sickness and in health, to me, there's also an implied come hell or high water and a whole lot of disappointment in there. So I did hang on as long as I could until it just got to the point where I was like, the rest of my life isn't going to be about arguing money and watching you do stupid shit. Bye-bye.
Right. You ever watch this movie called The Family Man?
Yeah, with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's like you got this do-over,
that is your classic anti-MGTOW movie.
Right. So you're showing like what your life could be like. Now,
yeah.
Now this is Hollywood, so
it is pure blue pill propaganda.
Right. Well, the other thing though is that it could have also turned out like Kindergarten Cop, where I periodically find myself shouting, "It's not a tumor,"
Right. Yeah. But Rabbit, if you suddenly woke up and found out that this last 35 years was a dream and you're 20 or 18 years old, but you have this idea that, wait a second, I think I did see a glimpse of the future. Would you get married again?
No.
So you don't think your red pill knowledge could save you?
Well, no, I don't actually. And well, see, the thing is, it's not red pill knowledge won't save you, because if your wife decides to divorce you, you can't go to your judge and say, "Hey, let me red pill your ass for a minute here." That shit don't work. You're going to get divorce raped, especially if you come off as a red pill smartass.
Take these pills.
For.
Right.
I get what Joe Buddy's going for. Because if I were in this situation where I was going to, cohabitate with a woman and possibly even get married or whatever, I would make sure that she had a job earning her own money. Like, even if it was like a side hustle, okay? As long as she had some kind of revenue stream that she could spend, spend her own money on nail salons and whatever else. And let's say my money went to feeding the kids, feeding clothing the kids, doctor visits, whatever, right? Let's say I'm the main breadwinner in this situation. All her extra shit, she would pay for herself. So I think it's the thing, like, when you treat women like children and you pay for all their little things, like, oh, here's your little toy, honey. Yeah. Here's your nail salon visit. Here's your hair done, all that. They start to rely on you like you're their daddy. And then when you don't give them what they want, then they pout like a little girl.
It's like temper tantrum time.
Yeah, that may be what happened to me, because my first wife was embarking on a promising career in hospital administration, and had I think at the time when I met her, she had like an associate's in medical admin or whatever from some school out in Puget Sound, and then and she was doing like correspondence courses to try to boost that into a bachelor's, and but as soon as we got settled down in New Orleans, I'm talking like 6 months after we got down there, she just quit her job. She got transferred to the same hospital complex in New Orleans, worked it for about 6 months, and she was like, "Hey, I quit my job today. You make plenty of money. It's not an expensive area." And I was like, and I was like,
"What'd you say, bitch?"
So I'm out in the backyard, chopping wood with an axe, going, "God damn it! God damn it!" And
all right, God
damn it!
So you just let her do it, though, right?
Well, it's not. What could I do about it? It's not like I could pick
her
up.
Tell her to get a fucking job.
Drag her back to the hospital and say rehire her.
Fucking job, like waiter table.
Here's one thing.
No, you do it like you do when you have a child that steals something from the store. You march them in there. You stand behind them with your arms crossed. Say, now what do you say to the HR lady?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I quit my job. Can I come back, please? Is that sufficient, Dad?
Yeah, she was being a child, and you failed her shit test, man.
You got to walk them right into the fucking store with that stolen merchandise and be like, "No."
But it sounds like
quit and not, have her follow it up, like, not make her make up for it somehow.
Well, we did it like they do on the Discovery Channel, if that's making up for it. But the thing is, Joe was saying he might have a solution, before you guys, or before Bearded tendered that, humorous and highly unlikely, way to get the job back.
Yeah, it's
Joe,
well, if that happened to me, if I was, you, and it's like, well, gee, what you gonna do all day? We don't have kids. There's, nothing to do. I don't think this is fair. Well,
Right.
if this was me, I'd be like, okay, woman, I'll give you an allowance, and it's not much, and here it is. Um, I'm not happy with what you did, and if you don't like that, go back to work.
I didn't even do that.
I know you didn't do that.
No, I didn't even give her. I didn't even give her an allowance.
That's your problem.
Wait, Joe, continue. Are you done?
Yeah, sorry.
No. What I'm saying is, she did something you didn't like, and Rabbit just sat there and took it. Like he said, well, what can I do? Well, there's there's a consequence, because married people don't do that. You, as a husband, you don't do that to your wife. You don't just quit your job and say, F the boss, I don't like him. Well, what are we gonna do? I don't know. You don't do that, and that's not acceptable for her either.
Right.
Wait. So was that it?
Well, there's a consequence, is what I'm saying.
She gets an allowance. That's a consequence.
She got divorced.
Wait.
Yeah, the allowance would be like, here's grocery money.
Wait, that's it.
Here's a quarter from someone who cares,
that's
bitch.
Not a consequence. That's like letting her off the hook.
No, because she's not going to have money to get her nails done. She's not going to have money to buy new clothes. She's not going to have money to have the lifestyle that she was accustomed to when she was working.
Oh.
So,
okay, so you're saying she would just have the base money to spend on the family, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she'd go out and spend it on the fucking hair salon anyway. So
and then she'd get a scolding later.
Oh yeah. Well, that's right. Time to break out the leather strap and teach the dishwasher a lesson, right?
Well, that depends on what jurisdiction you're in, I suppose.
Yeah.
You're getting mighty ballsy for a Maytag there, honey.
Well,
what would you do in that situation, Jamie?
Let's see. So let's say I was the breadwinner and she had a job and then she quit or she got fired.
No, she quit. She just decided she didn't want to do it.
Yeah, that's not good. I would say, she has to get a job because I'm not going to help her with anything that she needs to buy for herself.
And if she refuses?
Well, I guess I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be married to her because we're talking about me and my life, right? Or am I married in this situation?
Well, you did say that you would entertain the idea if you had children.
Yeah, I guess it depends, really. Like I would have to make sure all the laws are in my favor first, which they're not. But let's just say, for the sake of argument.
Well, let's just say, for the sake of argument, that you found a woman who you married, right? And somehow, magically, she remained a hard worker and never changed after you married her. Didn't change a single thing about what she wanted from life and what she was willing to do to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, that would make the Guinness Book of World Records.
Well, there's plenty of women who work their whole lives. My mom is one of those women.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you also said your mom and dad have relationships that you don't like.
Yeah, well, for every bad thing about people, there's a good thing that redeems them. And my mom is a really hard worker. That's where I get my work ethic from.
Now, some people would say that you don't have one and you're a big fucking pussy.
Yeah, a lot of people would say that.
I didn't really want to, but you left that wide open. I had to do it. I know. Get out your yucks. No, it's all right. But on a serious note, though, on that topic, how was your trip?
My trip. Let's just say that the situation is basically it's a gamble because I flew to New York just to go on a job interview, and that cost me quite a few shekels. And there's definitely, like, if I kept at it, I could get a job in New York. If I just kept going back, possibly if I come back next week for another plane trip, it's possible. And if I work for like a day or two at their place, it's possible I could get a job there. And then I would have to move out there in like 2 to 3 weeks, which is very nerve-wracking just thinking about that.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So this has now been recorded for proof positive that somebody wasn't just leeching off of his parents being a big fucking pussy, but he was trying to make moves in another fucking state. You ignorant fuck. Okay. All right. Now that's been recorded for posterity's sake. Thank you for indulging my question.
You're welcome.
And good job. Good job on that.
Thank you. Yeah. So getting back to the question. Okay. So let's just for the sake of argument say I married a woman who is not, let's say she remains the same from when I got together with her. Okay. Because I don't know that I buy that people just change drastically, like on a dime after a year or 2 or 3. I just don't believe it because my parents have been the same miserable people they've been for the past 30 years. Okay.
Okay, but how old were they when you were 5 years old? About 35.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so
my dad was 35. My dad was 40. And my mom was 35.
Okay, so they were much older and already kind of set in their ways. But if you were to marry a young woman, she's probably going to change.
The thing is, though, my mom's been the same since her teen years. I've heard all about her stories and stuff, and she's basically the same person. I know that that doesn't mean much to you guys, but just for example, just entertain the idea for a second that some people they just have very strong personalities and they don't change very much in their lives. Just like me, I've been an asshole since I was in junior high. I've pretty much had the same personality.
You must have been real popular in school.
Oh, very popular. Yeah, you can only imagine. So okay, just let me answer the question because I just know there's a bunch of ways that someone could call me out and be like, oh well, she's gonna change because I've heard every MGTOW answer, to what I'm about to say. Okay. Let's say she's the same person, and when she loses her job or she quits it, she just says she's miserable there. She didn't want to work there anymore. I'd be like, all right, well. So I guess you're gonna go find a new job, and let's say that she was spending her money on the stuff that she wanted to get for herself. Let's say so she would go try to find a new job because that would be the type of person that I got together with. She wouldn't just change to a completely different person. I mean, if that was the case, if she just totally changed as soon as she quit her job, that doesn't make any sense to me. She would have been you know what I'm saying? It just I would have seen the changes coming before that event. Right?
Well, yeah. Let me interject just one comment.
Okay.
People do change over time. Maybe not exactly maybe not the general way they live and what they want from life, but you pick up new habits. You start grooving on new hobbies, new favorite new TV shows, whatever. There's subtle changes that go on. Attitudes change a little bit, and it's very difficult to distinguish, as a person's growing up, when I married my wife, she was 22. Mm-hmm. It's hard to distinguish natural growth from, decline sometimes. And she didn't change overnight. She just quit her job. All she did was quit her job.
All I can say is look, some people just, they either didn't know or they knew and they still didn't try hard enough to keep the relationship at a healthy level. They just kind of let it deteriorate and go to shit. And I think, right. Whether you call it simping or whatever, I do think both parties, that's both the man and the woman, have to keep trying at the relationship. Okay. So if the woman, for example, if she stops having sex with you, or if she stops giving you head, or if she stops being affectionate with you, she stops laughing at your jokes or something, something that lets you know that she's kind of fallen out of love or something like that, out of love. Okay. What a blue pill term that is. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, because there is a difference between a woman who is in love with you and a woman who's not in love with you. Okay. I've seen the difference. The same woman at different points in the relationship.
Right.
It means that she lost attraction for you. That's all that means. So if it comes to
Or
that point,
respect.
what?
Or respect.
Or
She may
respect,
have
yeah.
simply lost respect for you for some reason.
Yeah, that's actually part of it. If she loses respect for you, that could be part of her losing attraction for you. So if that point comes and she's no longer trying, then you will see that coming before she quits her job. And I would say, or it could happen maybe right after she quits her job, and then you start paying for all her shit after that. And then it's like, okay, now she knows she could just take advantage of you. And so that's why I'm saying, like, that wouldn't be me. I'd be like, no, you have to get a job. You have to, like, I would make sure I'd be on top of this shit because I know that she would probably take advantage. It's just natural. Like when someone's taking care of you, you tend to like take advantage of it as much as you can. You try to squeeze out as much as you can at a situation to benefit you. That's just kind of how the dynamic goes. So I would say, like, no, it's kind of just like raising a kid. You have to tell your kid, look, you got to get a job. You got to be responsible. Here, do this. It's the same thing. So it's like you can't slack on this. You can't just be like, oh, it's okay, honey. I'll take care of things from now on.
Yeah, that just leaves the door open for them to continue to take advantage of you because you let them do it once. You let your kid eat chocolate before bed one time, they're going to come up, hey, daddy, you let me eat chocolate last night before I went to sleep. So, can I have it again tonight? Okay. I guess I already let that barrier go.
Yeah, see, that's the difference to me between blue pill and purple pill. Blue pill is like, oh, no, I'll take care of you. Don't worry about it, sweetie. Purple pill is like, no, you got to get a job. You got to be practical about this because I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, because Joe,
you got to remember,
Joe
none of these pills even existed back then. I'm talking about 1991.
Oh, I know. I don't blame you for what happened to you. I don't.
Well, no, but you're suggesting that I was too easy on her. Which,
it could have been.
No, Joe Buddy was suggesting that.
Okay.
Well,
I don't
sure.
know.
Maybe you didn't know you were being too easy on her. You just did what you thought was best. Sorry, Jamie.
I don't know. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know exactly what happened with you, but all I'm saying is, like, look, just like my parents fucked up when they were raising me, they thought they were doing the best for me. Okay, they didn't do anything with malice, but they tried their hardest. They tried their best with the knowledge that they had. So that's why I don't fault anyone for any mistakes that were made like 20 years ago. Because a lot of this knowledge wasn't out there, So
yeah, well, and like here's another reason why I'm not interested in relationships because the common social theme is that, well, if you want to have a successful relationship, you have to be willing to put in the effort. You have to do the work and work it out, and I'm like, I work all day. Back then I would have said, well, let's see, I work an 8-hour workday, 5 days a week. At 1 in 4 days, I work 24 hours in the watch office, and 10 days a month, I'm on pager duty to do nighttime responses. I think I work enough. If I have to work in my relationship, you can get the fuck out. Okay, I mean,
so let me just entertain that idea for a second. Okay. So let's say that, you get home from a hard day of work. What time of the day would you say it is?
About 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Okay.
I used to get into work at 6.
Okay. So you get home at 4 o'clock. Your wife, made you dinner. She made the kids dinner. Let's say you had kids, whatever. You're like, hey, sweetie, how you doing? How was your day? Whatever. You eat. Maybe you go watch TV. You don't talk. You don't say anything much. And then you just go to sleep because you're tired. So let's say you do that every single day. Maybe you have sex like maybe once a month, when you're just feeling like I need to get the rocks off.
Living the dream.
And I know that some guys are probably like that, but that to me is like, okay, well, it's kind of written in the cards, like what's going to happen eventually. The woman's not feeling your affection.
Certainly.
She's got to feel your affection. She's got to feel loved by you. So you got to, it's more about like, look, we're people. Okay. we all have emotions. We all need love and attention. Okay, men need it just as much as women.
Really?
I'm not meaning to cut in here, but that sounds like big fucking pussy talk to me.
I know it sounds like blue pill shit.
Sounds like a life coach to me.
Well, no, the thing is, it's
I'm just being,
what I was referring to on Jamie's comment. What I was angling at was that when you're working that much, it's very difficult to come in every day and say, "Did you find a job? Did you find a job? Did you find a job?" You know.
wait,
I mean, so
you're saying you would say that to the woman?
Yeah, I mean, whenever it would come up, I mean, I would pick strategic times, like, you know, if for whatever reason that pay period money was starting to get a little tight a little too soon, you know, I would just look at her like,
Okay, so we're conflating situations now.
Yeah,
we were like on a
well, you were suggesting that if you're working too much and then you just plop down on the couch, crack a beer, and watch The Simpsons, that your wife will start to feel unloved, and I absolutely agree with you on that. But that wasn't our situation.
Okay, I'm just making making a hypothetical just to make it easy to illustrate that it's like, you know, you got to have that quality time where you spend with her and you, I don't know, talk about your day or whatever. And you just kind of have that connection time, you know, like where you just feel like you're with that person.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I don't know if
I absolutely agree.
I don't know if that's blue pill. I
think
that's just a people thing. People need to connect with other people, especially someone you're spending your life with. I think that's natural.
Yeah, it would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the thing is, like in my particular case, about as of the end of my second marriage, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna build myself a freaking craft shop, and I'm gonna build guitars, and I'm not gonna spend a bunch of time trying to romance yet another woman, because I got better things to do with my time. Now,
how old were you when you made that decision?
50.
So would you say the fire had kind of, you know, lessened and went down to a low flame?
What do you mean after I divorced my second wife?
Yeah, you know, the burning that a man has for a woman.
Well, that was actually mutually gone. You know, basically our marriage had sort of become a
I mean just
parasitic relationship for about.
I meant your desire for women in general. Once you.
Oh yeah, no. I just no anymore these days. If I talk to one even socially for more than about 15 minutes, I'm ready to go somewhere else. I mean, they just sound like a mosquito buzzing in my ear now. You know?
So in other words, it's very easy for you to make this decision.
Damn straight, yeah.
Okay.
I got guitars to build and horses to shoe.
Yeah, but when you're younger like Jamie, that's not so easy.
Oh yeah. You're trying to swim right back up the stream you came from. I get it.
Yeah, you're kind of in a natural part of life right now, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's why when
I really wish I was in that same fucking stage where all the shit had, you know, all the biological shit was just like, hey, just fucking sit around and be a loser on YouTube. It'll be fine. You don't be holding.
AP, you're exactly like one of the guys mind frame described. He's like, so what are you blue pillars or purple pillars? Why do you care about MGTOW so much? Are you just jealous of us? Like we got the guts and you don't?
Yeah, I don't think he's talking about me or you for that matter, because we don't hate on MGTOW. Like, we appreciate the philosophy. We live our lives, you know, pretty much according to it, except for the fact that we still want to go out and get pussy, right? I mean, that's how I'm trying to live. I live like a MGTOW guy, but you know, if I could get, you know, if I could get a little sweet, if I could go down Candy Cane Lane for a free pass, I probably would.
Okay, so you do wish that you were past this whole, you know, mating game type of part of life, right?
Well, yeah, it would be nice. I mean, you know, I can get companionship out of anybody. I mean, we're you know, doing that right now. We're kind of having the, you know, the bro down shit, and you know, we're getting our emotional need for, you know, I don't know, validation for some, you know, something, just to have other people that understand, you know, understand us on our primal wavelength, I guess.
This is called camaraderie.
Exactly. And you know, thank you for that simple but potato
potato evading
potato evading
term.
word.
Yeah,
It's very simple.
yeah.
But I can get camaraderie from other men, but there's still that itch, that little biological thing, and it's all of a sudden, hey,
Yeah.
you haven't got your dick wet in a while, buddy. So why don't you go out and try to do that?
So you don't actually, you're not like me. You're more in line with the red pill MGTOWs who just get their dicks wet.
Well, it all depends on the woman. You see,
Mhm.
like we were talking in your stream Friday about standards. Now, if a woman can't meet my standards, which are very high and pretty unattainable,
Mhm.
then I'm not going to engage in a relationship. But on the off chance that someone would be able to tick all the right boxes, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
You know what we would call you as far as like the atheists and theists kind of descriptors. Have you heard those?
No,
like-
no, I haven't.
There's like 7 types of atheists or something like that. Or there's like agnostics or non-believers or whatever.
Yeah.
If I can find it real quick. Hold on. Let's see, atheist, anti-theist, agnostic. Well, anyway, there was one that's called de facto atheist, which basically means it's not that I'm certain that there's no God, but it's highly unlikely that there is no God. So for the foreseeable future, I am an atheist. Like, basically, I'm an atheist.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes. So for you, you're basically a red pillar, just in case. But just in case there is like a girl out there who meets all your criteria that you might have, you are a purple pillar. Like, you might be a believer in something else.
Yeah.
Which, for the most part, you're a de facto red pillar.
I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But see, that's why I don't label myself as one thing or the other thing, because I don't even fucking know. I just know that right now a relationship is not for me because I've gone through 10 years of shit.
Yeah. I just think it's like funny to like, talk about these labels.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Rabbit muted. Rabbit muted.
I don't take it like too seriously. It's just kind of funny. Like the way that some people talk about the other types of people in this movement or whatever, this manosphere. I hate referring it to it as that.
Yeah, that's just I don't like all the buzzwords. It just it makes it seem kitschy. And people that are into kitschy things they smell like patchouli and they are about as deep as a shallow puddle.
Says the guy who likes astrology. Oh,
yeah, I do. It's interesting, but I also think religion is interesting.
Okay,
that's fine. Anybody can know what I'm into. I'm not. Oh my God, they might know that I like astrology a little bit. Shit, let me hide.
You better, bitch. How many bitches like astrology?
Yeah. Or bitches and simps and people that slam their fucking staplers during a live stream.
Yeah, that's pretty rude, man.
Yeah. What are you
the
doing?
Gall.
Doing like office work over there or something?
Yep. Living the dream.
I'm drawing a t-shirt design.
Well, there you go. Do you hear that, Eli? He's working.
You hear that, Eli?
Yeah. Oh my God. I need to go download this stream once it finishes posting. Cut out the part where I ask you about your trip, Jamie, just so I can make that a video and shove it in Eli's face. Oh, God damn. I just don't understand. I just do not understand how some quote unquote men need to know everything in everybody else's lives like they're bitches.
Look, I just want to get inside Rabbit's head and know why he sent Chris Cantu the $20. I don't need the money, but I need to talk about it for 3 freaking days.
Days? You mean weeks?
Months. It's been like a month and a half now that he's talked about Chris can't do.
Yeah,
And I thought it was hilarious how Chris Cantu went into my video and commented.
Yeah.
Now, was it the real Chris Cantu or it was?
No, that was him.
It was Chris Cantu. It wasn't Chris Cantu's beautiful back acne or Chris Cantu's beautiful hair or Chris Cantu's peanut-sized dick or whatever the net neutral name is.
Chris Cantu's Thai whore or whatever.
Yeah, Chris Cantu's ladyboy has herpes or whatever.
Yeah.
Gonorrhea. Oh.
That was piss Eli off to know that Chris Cantu posted my video.
Yeah. Apparently he's not watching your video or my videos, but he knows when I go live, and he knows when you make a new parody of him.
So that means Eli has a second account that is sub to you.
And that constantly downvotes my videos and streams.
I don't think that's what that means. He could just look you up on YouTube and see that you uploaded a new video.
That's true. Oh, I'm up 7 thumbs up, 13 thumbs down, guys.
That's what I do to Eli. I'm not subscribed to him. I just look him up.
Yeah, I'm sub to him, so in the midnight hour I can unsub.
Nice.
Hopefully he'll be at like 1,000, and then I'll be the one to take him down to 999 before. I'm just a dick. I'm such a fucking dick.
Well, that's why I want you to battle Eli.
Well, the dude, it's just like I said a week ago. I was like, he tasks me, and I shall have him. But
yep.
I mean, let me put it this way. In my case, I was just for a while there, I was only responding to things that were directed at me. And, the moment he just started talking about me and didn't really direct anything at me, I disengaged. I was like, yeah, whatever. I got other stuff to do. But it's nice though, because I've been able to get the the Cliff Notes versions on all of you guys' channels.
Yeah.
Anyway,
oh, Lord. Jesus Christ, it's already almost 10:30.
Yeah, I know, but Jamie brought up religious philosophy, so I think this stream's going to go another 2 hours.
Yeah, I would just hit the end button, like I got to go to bed, motherfuckers.
Right?
Dick move, click.
Yeah. So Bearded or Nemo, you're into astrology a little bit, kind of a casual interest.
Yeah, every once in a while, like, well, let me read more into what I'm about, and I know it's all, a lot of it is generalized, so it
right,
it can fit a lot of people, but
here's
a lot of the stuff is surprisingly accurate.
What I would recommend you do is look for a website called Secret Language of Birthdays. Are you familiar with that one?
No, I'm not. Jamie, are you familiar with that one? I know.
Nope.
It's pretty interesting. Basically, what you can do is they give you different ways to search. Like you can search your own birthday, and it'll come up with like this massive page that talks about like right down to the actual day. And then it gives you the characteristics for people born in that week and that month. And then I'm trying to remember what the site looks like. And like on the left, it'll list all of the famous people from history or wherever, who share your birthday, so you can look over there and go, no shit, man. Charles Bronson was born on the same day as me. No wonder I'm always killing people in the street.
Yeah.
But but no, there's also another one where you can look up your birthday matched against like a date's birthday, like if you find out her birthday, you can plug those in and it'll give you a relationship characterization page that, depending on how fiery that combination is, I mean, it can be very freaking long, and it's fun to read. I mean, I checked it out just basically for entertainment, but it is amazing, how like even if you don't believe that astrology, religion, and all these other things, and like in my case, I tend to go toward the I tend to gravitate toward the flying spaghetti monster because the memes are hysterical. So I'm really digging the flying spaghetti monster. But like I tried it with other relationships that I was very familiar with, like my sister's relationship with her man, and I was like, holy shit. I mean, it sounded just like it. And it also gave examples of famous people who had been in the exact same relationship. Like Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton was one of the examples they gave. And I was like, Jesus, that sounds just like my sister's.
Wait,
My
what's the site
sister's
again?
relationship. What's that?
What's the site
It's called
again?
the Secret Language of Birthdays. Is what I think it's called. Let me see. I'll try to search for
the secret language of birthdays.com.
I think so. I think that's what it is. I
Learn
haven't
who you
looked at it
are.
in forever. Yeah, it's the secret language. I'm sorry, and secret language of birthdays is part of that.
Okay.
But it's a fun site. I mean, just spend 20 minutes on it, and you'll laugh your ass off. I think.
Yeah.
Nice.
Especially if you know some of your ex-girlfriend's birthdays. If you know that, you can go back and look in, and it's like looking in the rearview mirror. No wonder I didn't understand a thing she ever said.
I don't think I want to look in that mirror. God damn.
Well, you said you're interested in astrology. Are you interested or not?
I'm interested, but I'm not interested in seeing what my former land whales were about because I've already been there. I don't need to go back down memory lane or candy cane lane.
I hear you.
I'd say if you lined up all of my serious relationships and somebody were to walk by, the thing that they would scream from the sidelines would be, "There she blows!"
All right. Since you're into this sort of stuff, Nemo, I'm going to post something in the chat of the YouTube chat. There you go. Click on it. Be a man.
Oh, buddy.
Go on. See when you're going to die. Be a man. Tell us.
Whatever date that is the date that Eli's going to want to fucking go one-on-one with me because he'll win by default because I'll die on the air.
Okay, let's see my death clock. Oh, it's not found. That's disappointing.
Yeah.
404 error. My old friend.
Come on, deathclock.com. Just type it in.
No.
I think, they're probably going to, I don't think I could be predicted by death clock because I have a feeling, that all that's going to happen someday is I'm going to, miss some kind of payment or standard business communication with somebody, and they're going to look into it, and then the authorities will come out to my property and kick the door in, and they'll find me all shriveled up on top of a TPE doll. I mean, I would like to have a ridiculous death if I can't.
Well, he died doing what he loved, his waifu.
Yeah, he went out like Genghis, But the I figure if I can't have an adventurous death,
I died on March 13th, 2015. So you were talking to a specter.
Oh, that's cool. So, well, then you could have been the ghost of live stream past. We talked about this.
Yeah, we did, and
man,
I couldn't reveal to you my secret identity until this moment.
Dynamite Rabbit.
It's just like in the air tonight. I've been waiting for this moment for so long.
Dynamite Rabbit, you said you were 50 or something when you made a decision.
Yeah, I was just turning 50 as I retired and bolted from where I was and left my Neo Fly Girl second wife out there.
How old are you now?
What's that?
How old are you now?
I'm 55 now.
Okay. Just wondering.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, it is now 10:31, so I think it's about time to shut the stream down. We'll do. I'm not going to call it final thoughts. We'll just say the last opinion you're going to have for the night. We'll start with Dynamite, and then we'll end with Dowered Hair.
Okay, I just have one question. It's not really an opinion because I'm not as familiar with this stuff. But can wrench holders wrench one another?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's like scissoring with lesbians. It doesn't do the job.
I just thought it would be funny to have a huge freaking wrench massacre in the chat just for the hell of it.
You can just kind of bang the wrenches together, but nothing gets accomplished, and everybody has to. You just have to go jack off with your wrench in the corner to get anything done.
Yeah. I just thought it would be fun to see a random pattern of so and so's been timed out by so and so until it builds up and just looks like a big fucking massacre. But anyway,
yeah. Right now, the only one that can be wrenched in the chat is whoosh whoosh, and I don't think anybody's got the balls. I don't even think
Well,
Dickie Bourbon's got the balls.
Why would
Dickie
you wrench
Bourbon.
whoosh?
I don't know.
I'll wrench the motherfucker.
Why?
Oh, dude,
What
Jamie.
I just
Only
did
bad
it.
thing. Only bad things can
did it.
happen.
I just did it, motherfucker.
Oh,
So
so it was
Like
just
that.
so it was
Like
just
that.
he's tempted to whoosh.
so it was
Fucking-
an unsolicited random hit.
The TFL son of a bitch.
Shots fired.
Yeah, it's like those innocent victims of the drive-by shootings. Jeez. Except there's no emergency room involved.
You guys called my bluff. You said I was a big fucking pussy if I didn't do it, so I did it.
Well, let it be known officially for the record. Jamie is not a big fucking pussy. He wrenched whoosh whoosh.
Fucking wrench that bitch.
Well, this changes my entire view of Jamie as a human being, because I was proceeding all this time after all the correspondence I've had with Jamie, just under the assumption that what I was, heard about him months ago is correct.
Yeah, I'm a ruthless son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I will wrench you in the fucking face.
Awesome.
New hashtag incoming.
Joe, final thoughts?
Whoosh, whoosh, never forget. 2018.
Yeah, we kind of went off topic on, can you be married and not a simp? And I heard you on Bullets for Teeth's live stream yesterday, Rabbit.
Right.
And you guys were talking, and Bullets is, I don't believe in that purple pill. It's blue pill and red pill. And, I would love to have a conversation with Bullets for Teeth and maybe Jamie and you.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And me, of course, because I'm interested in the topic. So yeah, I think that would be a good conversation.
Yeah, that sounds great. I don't know who that is, but sure.
Yeah,
Bullets for Teeth, he uses this what is that, V for Vendetta mask avatar?
Yeah, the
Guy
what's
Fawkes.
his name? The same. Yeah, Guy Fawkes.
Yeah.
I saw. Wait. What was the other one that has that? That's Carly in disguise.
Carly Ellison?
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah, she had that weird faceless woman avatar thing.
But she has a new account apparently. Like people were calling her that one Carly.
Huh.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
But yeah, anyways, so Bullets for Teeth is like, there's no purple pill.
Human 2.0.
They're just okay.
Oh no, Human 2.0 and Carly would be on the same stream of Eli's when she was still around, so I don't think they're the same person. Human 2.0 has gotten drastically more feminist.
Jamie, Potato is suggesting that you should be ashamed with yourself over on his stream. Just thought you'd like to know that from Darren Beedman.
Yeah.
Apparently, Darren snuck behind enemy lines.
Yeah, of course he thinks that. Of course he thinks I should be ashamed of myself.
Darren, I don't see him in the chat. Oh, there he is. Darren, do you feel dirty now?
Darren's being a good little soldier.
Do you feel dirty for going over there? And
Darren's enjoying all that drama.
Yeah, Darren's checking his tattoo calendar.
He needs to get that little 22-year-old, the little pudgy one back over and plow the shit out of her. That's my suggestion.
Dream it,
or send her down stateside, and I'll take care of it.
So what's your final thought, Nemo?
My final thought is that we had some good times on this chat. We found out that Jamie is not a big fucking pussy and is actually working on his career.
I like how you cared more about that than I did.
I just really hate it when men that don't have business in your life just try to insert themselves in. They're raping your life by wanting to get deep down in it. And it's none of their fucking
coaches
business.
could not rape, a child.
Let's hope not.
Not even with free candy. I don't think he could even get an 8-year-old retarded boy, because even he would look up and be like I'm not that retarded.
You guys.
I'm asking Darren exactly what type of retarded he thinks Potato is.
Potato. Why is that his new name? What is potato? Like, can someone explain that term to me?
That's just when somebody is being completely fucking stupid.
There's a potato meme of somebody with Down syndrome. It's very mean.
Oh, you know what? You know what it reminds me of? There was this meme. It was just like it said like a girl was talking to a guy, and she's like, "If you think I'm sleeping with you, you must be retarded." And then they show the guy's face. He's got like a retarded face.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, very into desting.
I was thinking of the one that has like six different photos of Amy Schumer with different facial expressions with matching potatoes for each one.
Oh yeah.
At the top it says potato or Amy Schumer.
Hey, you could say potato and it would be correct on both counts.
Potato.
Fuck that fat bitch. I wouldn't fuck that fat bitch, and I like fat bitches. So
you do, dude. It must be like a smorgasbord for you out there.
Not really, because they all want the tall, skinny motherfuckers.
Serious?
And they all have feminist hair. If you have feminist hair, I won't even plow you with feminist hair.
Dude, I knew a fat chick who would have loved you like 5 years ago.
Well, just how fat are we talking though? I don't like them, orca fat, but I like them to be curvy and meaty. I like to grab on.
I'll just say that I think it's possible you would have liked her. To me, she was too fat. Okay, she was like maybe she was probably like 5'3" or something, and she was probably like 160 pounds.
Oh yeah, that's the sweet spot right there. That's
you would have liked her.
Oh yeah, yeah, big titties, because that's a good thing too.
Yeah, I think big enough. Yeah, but she met a guy who actually had a beard back in Portland, and then had a kid with him.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah,
you might go to Portland and meet one.
No, thanks. I've seen Portlandia. I don't want to venture out there. While that show is funny, I'm sure the real life version is much cringier.
Yeah. That's why I moved.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see lots of things with random birds on them, like the skit from the show?
I think so.
Have you watched that show?
Yeah. No, I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that show.
I figured you would.
Yeah. Actually, that was what kind of that was one of the things that encouraged me to move to Portland in the first place years ago.
It's like taking a time machine back to the grunge era.
Yeah, it was just so charming looking. But it
is a nice little like eclectic kind of collection of different places.
Have you been there? Have you been to Portland?
No, I'd like to go. I'd chance going if I could, brave the lumbersexuals.
Okay.
But
here's what I have to say about it. Comparing it to the show is a lot sunnier. Let's just put it that way.
Oh yeah.
Because as soon as you go out there, you will notice very clearly it is 9 months of overcast skies and rain.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the Pacific Northwest. That kind of goes with the territory.
Yeah. And it actually has
girls don't get wet on their own.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, it kind of has an effect on your mood. It's kind of depressing.
Yeah, that can't be good for,
syndrome.
Yeah, that can't be good for a depressed person.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more on Thursday.
Yep, tomorrow
on the Bearded channel.
Speaking of, tomorrow that stream is pushed back to like 7 or 7:30 because I have to go meet a friend to pick up a black metal cassette tape. So going to get a limited edition cassette tape from an artist friend of mine. So
sweet.
Who actually makes a living on the side doing art, like Jamie, and he's not a big fucking pussy.
So you're saying he's a bum?
No, not at all. Not at all. Jamie, listen to me. Listen.
He's fucking living with his parents. He's a good for nothing.
He's not a bum. He's not a big fucking pussy like you. All right. Go, Joe buddy. You agree 100% with me, right? Loyalty, Joe buddy, loyalty.
I am always loyal to you, my friend.
Oh, all right. Well, that's going to conclude the broadcast. That's a good ending note. So join us back here tomorrow about 7:30 p.m., 7 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where myself, Jamie, is going to be on as a co-host. And if he's not spying behind enemy lines, Assistly810 will be joining. We're going to talk about depression because I suffer from it, and Jamie's dealt with it, and Assistly doesn't understand it. So hopefully it'll be a good learning experience all around. And Wrenchgate continues. More wrenches will be added as I see fit. I'd like to thank Dynamite Rabbit, Joe Buddy, and Jamie, the Purple Pill guy, for showing up on my stream tonight. The impromptu troll the potato edition. So this is Howard Doward Hare. Sorry, I got myself confused with my more attractive and larger in popularity brother on YouTube land. Thanks for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, and donate. And make sure you click on the bell so you get all relevant notifications, as I do plan on producing more content for you. Good evening, MGTOW. Good evening, men. Thanks for stopping by.